Hi, today I'm going to take another look at the DC Comics Style Guide. I have a previous video up, but this will be part two, going through the Justice League stuff and the rest of the book. So this book represents the original portfolio that was internally distributed in DC Comics in the early 80s, early to mid 80s, and also to prospective licensors, like people that wanted to make merchandise or cartoons or toys or whatever, based on the DC Comics characters. And basically what this was is just a portfolio of key art, mostly created by Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. And so that's why this is all scanned. So it was all in a binder. So we went through everything like that had to do with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Shazam in the previous video. Now we're going to continue on through to the end of all the rest of the stuff. So Justice League of America was a highly licensed brand at the time. This will comprise a lot of the superpowers stuff. So we saw superpowers, and all it was just like one key art of the logo. Here we're going to get into all these different characters. So there's the Flash and Firestorm, etc. So they're going through bullet points of some of these characters, a little write-up of the Justice League and what they're all about. And here's some key art to use on a t-shirt or a poster, perhaps. Another key art with the key 3 here: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and then all the other characters. And then those characters are here as well. Got Black Canary here, Zatanna. Elongated Man was there. Oh. Here's some black and white key art. Black and white key art. This is, of course, Superman, Aquaman, Green Arrow, Flash. Aquaman's flying or swimming. I don't know what he's doing. Or Red Tornado, Batman. They were really pumping up some, at the time, lesser-known characters or newer characters. Or Firestorm was fairly new at the time. Of course, got a big push in the penultimate Super Friends season, the first Superpower season on TV. Aquaman, of course, Batman, Superman. Dr. Fate got a push. He was actually a figure in Superpowers. Red Tornado as well. Red Tornado, Martian Manhunter, Green Arrow, Firestorm, Dr. Fate. And more of the same, just in different poses here. And here they're going through the different characters. Of course, Batman, the Aquaman, Dr. Fate, Firestorm. So all the different characters that are not Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are highlighted here. The Flash. So all their origins are represented here. It's pretty fun. Dr. Fate rates 2 paragraphs here, whereas Flash is just 1. Martian Manhunter, Red Tornado. Pretty neat to see how they were summing up these characters at the time, like all their comic book winding stories. Here they are, just encapsulated. There's Aquaman with a classic Aquaman logo. Aquaman stuff, probably posters and t-shirts of the time, the mid-80s. It's cool. Aquaman. Flash. Flash. The Crimson Comet. That's cool. Flash. Green Arrow. Green Arrow. Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. Green Lantern. More Green Lantern, probably t-shirts and other things, I don't know. Lots of great logos here. Hawkman. Hawkwoman. Winged Wonders is a Hawkman, Hawkwoman. Firestorm. Pretty neat. I love all this stuff. More key art to lift for packaging, perhaps, or other things. Dr. Fate. Pillowcases. What have you. Pillowcases were big in the time. You know, sleeping bags. Martian Manhunter. I like how the streak here is the Cosmos. Cyborg getting a big push was the big star of the last season of Super Friends. Was it the last season or was it the... I'm getting confused. One of them was Firestorm, was one of the Superpower season's stars, and then Cyborg. I think Cyborg was the penultimate, and then Firestorm was the last season. Could be mistaken there. Samurai was mostly showcased in Super Friends, and of course the Superpowers toy line. Cyclotron, I didn't even know where he was from in the DC Comics. I had him though. Was featured in the Superpowers toy line. Golden Pharaoh, pretty neat. Mr. Miracle, of course, Kirby creation. Orion, another Kirby creation. This is the Superpowers version where he has the big toilet bowl head, so you can turn this dial and you can see that the not evil, but like the darker Orion from the comics. Pretty cool. Mr. Freeze, the Superpowers version. Tyr, Legion of Superheroes villain that made his way into the Superpowers toy line somehow. Alright, so here you have the Teen Titans, and they were getting a push at the time. Teen Titans, they didn't have their own cartoon, unfortunately, at the time. They would, of course, in the 2000s. Probably not with this lineup or recognizably this lineup, but yes, this was Robin's team of teen heroes. Of course, Cyborg was in there, Raven, all these characters. Pretty cool stuff. Changeling or Beast Boy, whatever you want to call him. Cyborg, Nightwing, Wonder Girl, Raven, Jericho, who, I don't know, are there Teen Titans fans out there? Does he get a push in the live action show or any of the cartoons? Starfire, Changeling. Here's Plastic Man, who had his own cartoon. Got a nice push. The cartoon was fun because it was basically, I think it was Ruby Spears at the time. They had live action segments, which aren't on the DVD of live action Plastic Man. But the other thing too was Plastic Man was something like 2.5 hours at the time. Basically, it was Plastic Man hosting the show and all these other different cartoons that Ruby Spears was trying to push at the time. Plastic Man, Sensational Stretching Sleuth. So here's Superpowers. Don't get too excited. Superpowers, it's basically the logos. They covered the Superpowers stuff in Justice League. So yeah, I mean, basically Justice League encompasses all the characters they want to push in Superpowers. They basically entwined the two brands, Justice League of America and Superpowers, and of course Super Friends. So here's Super Juniors. At the time, there was a big baby push of after Muppet Babies debuted in Muppets Take Manhattan. Then they had their own cartoon, and the cartoon for Muppet Babies was massive. It won 4 daytime Emmys at the time. And then everybody felt they needed to have baby versions of their characters on the market. So there's baby Mickey Mouses and stuff, and Minnie and all that stuff. There was Pup Named Scooby Doo, all sorts of baby characters. So they had kid versions of the DC characters that they would put on anything from lunchboxes to T-shirts to, you know, sleeping bags, you name it. So here they are: Flash, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Robin, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. You know, gentle kid, you know, cute kid characters. Superman's eating from a giant dog bowl or something. I don't know what's happening there. Superman, or Super Baby, I guess, is Superman Jr. That's what they call him. Flying around. They didn't really say that these were the characters at the time. It's like, what would Batman Jr.'s origin be? That his parents died when he was like 1, and then he became Batman when he was 2? I don't know. The thing about these masked versions of the characters, I'll get to that in a second. Here's Wonder Woman Jr. Frolicking in a garden somewhere, tromping on the moon. Hawkman Jr., Aquaman Jr. No one was safe. They were all babies. The thing about the masked characters is that they look, because their eyes are dot eyes and they have to draw a circle around, they look high as heck. Like they look like out of their gourd or something. Look how crazy they look. Anyway, this is combination designs. So comic book heroes are dynamic enough on their own, but they're even more dynamic when they team up. So they encourage their licensors to team up guys for different designs, t-shirts, things like that. Look, this is a great superpowers design. If these are t-shirts, I would like to get these. That would be awesome. Maybe posters or something like that, or just on some sort of advertisement or something like that. Superheroes without the dash. Superpowers design. Super Friends. We haven't seen a lot of design work for that. Here's a Batgirl who I don't think was in the Super Friends. I could be mistaken. Here's more just DC characters. The black and white key art. Superpowers. Shazam wasn't in it because he was in a Filmation cartoon and it wasn't Hanna-Barbera. Batgirl wasn't in Superpowers. I think they were using, I think it's Supergirl. No, not Supergirl. That's Mary Marvel, who of course was not in it. Raven. They used Superpowers as a catch-all for DC characters. So it's not necessarily Superpowers, the toy line, but they're just saying Superpowers, it's a DC brand, right? So there you go. There's more key art with a tiny Batman and a tinier Robin. Superman's the biggest one there. Superman was still white hot from the movies of the time, the Christopher Reeve movies. Supergirl with the bandana, Wonder Woman, Batgirl. So the girls and the boys. And this is a cool ship for no reason. Superman, Hawkman, Hawkwoman, Green Lantern, Green Arrow. More DC characters. Here's Donna Troy, I think, and Wonder Woman. Zatanna getting a little push here. Supergirl with the bandana design. Wonder Girl, Batgirl, Black Canary, Hawkwoman. So all the women. Villains, not really shown on their own in this art. Pretty cool stuff. Dr. Savannah and Mr. Mind are included here from Shazam, like, you know, Captain Marvel's stuff here. Sorry, I don't know who that is. Cheetah. I should know, man. Oh, no, you know what? That's probably Fiora. So this the Phantom Zone criminals from the comics, not necessarily from the movies. Um, you got the two newly designed Brainiac and Lex Luthor in his Lexor super suit. Super friends. Superheroes. And that's it. Oh. So that's it for the DC Comics style guide. This is really cool. I would say this isn't for everyone. I think it's really neat to leaf through this, but it's not like you're going to get a lot of like things to read. It's just all key art. This is really designed to be distributed to licensors at the time. They would like lift this art and put it on packaging and other merchandise. But it's cool to have this document of what was popular at the time, what DC was pushing in the early to mid 80s, what they thought they could make some money on. So if you like this video, please give a like to this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Lots of great comic book stuff on here. So until next time, take care.